Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Heat 2 of the SA LUBE RF4 Cup. My name is Stephen Koenig. Glad to have you guys here for the final heat and for the final round of the SA LUBE RF4 Cup. Round 4, second heat, lots on the line, championships on the line. But top of the championship, we already crowned one, and that was Luke Lucchesi getting the win for the Pro-Am, for the Pro class. Now we will be moving on to our Pro-Am. So let's take a look at the results of our last race in Heat 1. So, winner of our pros was Luke Lucchesi, followed by Gilliman van Hout, Corey Price, Cabello Matsmai, Timothy Stanton, Nico Killerman, Jarvin Tarika, Noah Hendricks, and Jan Sparmers. Moving on to our Pro-Am, though. That is Stephen Kutzer, Raymond Duggan, Malcolm Pringle, Paul Webber, Francois de Toy, Ryan van Wyk, Peter van der Spey, Leon Vessels, Fanny Graveseen, Vano Kersop, and Doug Herber, rounding out our field in the last race. So many things happened here, and now we get to see the proper run. Let's see how this is going to work. Championships on the line, nerves, standing on edge all the way through. Slowpoke Racing, hoping that they can score their first championship as a team, and hoping to beat out Ryan van Wyk on 208 points, with Ian Pittman currently on 184. Stephen Kutzer on 170. Maximizing points is what's needed here tonight to see who will be standing at the top of the charts. Not going to be an easy time. Not going to be an easy race at all. What Stephen Kutzer needs to stand on top is he needs to be in first place. He needs to win this hands down to ensure that he gets the ultimate win. So much pressure being put on the driver. Malcolm Pringle, though, can go and put a ding in it very, very quickly, as he's on 147 points. Teammate Sean Sims not racing to this evening. Fanny Graveseen looking to improve after his last race. Hasn't been the easiest time for Fanny, but still keeping up monumental efforts to ensure that he stays within the fight as they look to improve. Leon Vessels, also a driver that wants to make up a bit of time. Cabello Matsmai, I think he's going to be one to watch out for. Cabello has been on a proper charge, and a driver that at one point was a bit of a worry to have on circuit. Driver hoping that he can improve. But when we now move on to our next run, and this is where it gets tense, folks. It's going to get very, very tense as they will be lining up on the grid. Timothy Stanton, Cabello Matsmai, Corey Price, Gilliman van Hout, Luke Lucchesi, Stephen Kutzer, Nico Killerman, Raymond Duggan, Malcolm Pringle, Paul Webber, Jarvin Tarika, Noah Hendricks, Jan Sparmers, Francois de Toy, Ryan van Wyk, Peter van der Spey, Leon Vessels, Fanny Graveseen, Vano Kersop, and Doug Herber rounding out our field. We have now switched our top 5 round, and now it's come to this. All or nothing. Pressure mounting. Lots on the line. Our Pro-Am to be decided here tonight. Who will take the top of the charts for our Pro-Am? Luke Lucchesi, already crowned champion for the final time in the pros for the RF4s, and will be walking away with that honor. But tension's building. Our GT3s done and dusted. Our debut season for that. Now it's this. Tensions rising. Everyone figuring out what needs to be done. How they're going to move forward, as they will be behind safety car for the final time. Moving out is going to be monumental. It's going to be a deciding run as they make their way through. Don't know about you, but I'm excited for this one. It's going to be a crazy drive to the end. As all drivers looking to make it work here tonight. Timothy Stanton at the top of the charts for the pros, and top of the charts with Cabello Matsmai looking to start the race. The final green flag will wave as the RF4, powered by SA LUBE, the final season for this, will get going. And we do have contact at the back, unfortunately. And away they go. Cabello Matsamai getting sucked in. Corey Price, Gilman Van Hout, all getting a jump on him. Timothy Stanton racing down towards T1. Corey Price later in the brakes. Cabello Matsamai trying to go around the outside, making it 3 wide, but loses out that little bit of drive. Luke Lucchese goes and gets a pass done and dusted into 4th place. Switches back. Gilman Van Hout dropping a little bit down. Cabello Matsamai doing what he can. Timothy Stanton losing out the drive to Corey Price immediately as Cabello Matsamai up and looking around him. Gilman Van Hout battling out long-term rival Luke Lucchese, getting the drive. A little bit of a tank slapper on the way through. Steven Kutzer now up into 6th position. Will be on the hot charge here to try and move his way forward. This is going to be a monumental run for him. So much pressure being mounted on these drivers. Everyone looking to get that one last done, to get it sent, to get it home, to ensure that they take home the victory. Corey Price trying to break away. Timothy Stanton getting sucked in with Cabello Matsamai. Gilman Van Hout immediately onto the back of him, trying everything he can to just close down that gap as fast as possible. Can't quite get the pass done as yet. Will continue the drive on the way through. And Gilman now tucking in close to Cabello Matsamai. Couldn't get the pass done as yet. There's a little bit of contact between the two. Not too bad, though. Cabello Matsamai able to dial it back. And now it's stuck on the outside. Luke Lucchese will get a drive on him as they try to make their way through. Each of the cars bottoming out at the moment. Cabello Matsamai goes and tucks in behind Gilman Van Hout. Luke Lucchese trying to straight line the both of them. Nowhere to go. And Cabello keeping the pressure on. Misses out the chicane. Oh, Gilman Van Hout, though, loses it. That catches. And unfortunately, that has changed up the whole ball game once again. Gilman gets the tank slapper, loses it. And unfortunately, Cabello Matsamai, nowhere to go, goes straight over the nose. And unfortunately, that is going to change it all up for a lot of our drivers. Timothy Stanton, Luke Lucchese, all trying to make their way through. Now Steven Kutzer on the charge, right behind Luke Lucchese. He's got to be so careful as Malcolm Pringle will be going and staring down and hoping to get the pass done on him. So Steven Kutzer got a lot on the line here that he's risking it for. How is he going to make this? No! Steven Kutzer turned around. Steven Kutzer has turned around. That is not going to help him. He's going to have to try and bring it back. Not ideal circumstances at this point. Losing out that drive. And now we'll have to try and bring it back. Oh man, how life has changed for our driver. So Steven Kutzer is now behind Raymond Duggan, and Malcolm Pringle, who is back into the fray of things here, will be able to change up the championship hopes for all our drivers. Still in and out, just having some difficult times. Gonna be a proper run. This is going to be difficult as our drivers need to really dig in deep for how it's going. Corey Price looking up to make it some time. Timothy Stanton doing everything he can to stay within the fight. Luke Lucchese hoping to hang on that little bit more. Nico Killerman, Malcolm Pringle, and now Noah Hendricks is closed up. Noah Hendricks goes on the inside. He loses it. Raymond Duggan gets past. Malcolm Pringle goes and loses it as well. So Steven Kutzer up into 2nd place. Now going to try and chase down Raymond Duggan, who is first of our Pro-Ams. Corey Price still leading the charge of pros with Timothy Stanton and Luke Lucchese trying to close down onto him. Nico Kellerman trying to get that little bit more drive, hoping that it will be enough at this point to continue on the fight. Going to be a close one. It's going to have to be a real dig-in situation to make this happen. Our drivers hoping that they can push themselves out a little bit more. Who will be able to close the gap between one another as they try and make it work. A little bit of a bottom out for Nico Killerman as he tries to get a little bit deeper into the battle, hoping that he can just close up the drive and be a part of the action. Raymond Duggan trying to close up along with Steven Kutzer, who's got Paul Webber all over the back of him, Noah Hendricks and Gilman van Hout. Remember, Gilman had a spin earlier. Fonnie Gravesteen, Leon Wessels also in tow. Ryan van Wyk trying to make up some time as well as they boot it around. Championship hopes on the line. Who will be able to get the win once again? And Corey Price feeling the pressure as Luke Lucchesi has gotten past Timothy Stanton. Will be trying to get onto the drive to hopefully get into the fray of things here. Not going to be an easy one for our drivers, trying to push themselves out a little bit more, seeing who's going to be able to get the drive at the end of it. Oh, it's going to be a close one. I think everyone hoping that they can get that little bit more into the bag and carry the momentum through. On the way, not going to be an easy time out there. As they look to try and make up that little bit more. Each of the drivers doing what they can. Luke Lucchesi stuck on the outside, trying to go for Corey Price, who's going to go and hold down that inside line, make sure it's going to stick. Luke Lucchesi runs out wide. Corey Price going and hoping they can keep it together as Luke tries to look for that inside line. Couldn't get it tightened in as yet. And now having a bit of fun right behind with Luke Lucchesi, who's all over the back of him. But we got some major movers and shakers at the back. Paul Webb going and battling out with Gilman van Hout, Fonnie Gravesteen dealing with Leon Wessels, Ryan van Wyk, and Noah Hendricks also into the fray. So Gilman van Hout up on the inside, side by side with Paul Webber. They're not giving each other an inch. If there's an inch, there's a mile. And they ensure that they're not going to have a mile at this point. Gilman van Hout stuck on the outside. Going to go late on the brakes over the inside line. Holds it. Paul Webb gets chucked on the outside over the curb and loses out the drive. Fonnie Gravesteen now has an opportunity to try and get past him. Couldn't get it done and dusted. Will continue to get on the chase. Moving his way through. Tucking in, nose to tail, hoping that's going to be enough. Leon Wessels right behind him, Ryan van Wyk and Noah Hendricks. This has turned into a huge, huge train that is now battling it out for position, and any move can be devastating for their runs, for their championships, and for the final heat, as Webber not leaving any chips on the table. Fonnie Gravesteen loses it. He spins out. And it looks like he managed to get caught by Leon Wessels, Ryan van Wyk, and Noah Hendricks, and Malcolm Pringle on that single move. Fonnie Gravesteen goes around. So let's try and take a look at what happened here. Loses the rear. And there's the hit from the number one. And that, unfortunately, is a really, really sad slowpoke that's just taken a mountain of a hit that's now pulling into the pits. And we'll be losing out a lot of drives. So not ideal situations there for the runners. But Fonnie Gravesteen, unfortunately, nowhere to go. And Leon Wessels getting absolutely planted in that run. Cabello Matamai, unfortunately, going and looks like he has stopped, which is devastating. He needs to get back out there. So if anyone has contact to Cabello Matamai, he needs to get back out on track. He's in 18th position, but 7th in the championship with a chance to keep going. So he needs to ensure that he stays into the fight here. Taking a look, Raymond Duggan is actually in the Pro Championship, not in the Pro-Am. So this is going to make things interesting because it does change up our driver standing. So let's quickly put that to where it needs to be, as Raymond Duggan is actually not leading the Pro-Am. He is in Pro, which means Steven Kutzer is actually at the top of Pro-Am. So Steven Kutzer has an opportunity here to really make up some time as our drivers make their way through. Everyone having to dig deep and see where they're going to come out at the top of this. Raymond Duggan, who will be trying to improve, will have to try and make up some time on his way through. This is going to be a very, very difficult fight. All being said and done. Noah Hendricks getting the pass done on Paul Webber. Gets it hooked in. Oh, nearly a tank slapper on the way through and nearly losing out. Corey Price keeping it very, very close to the tight inside line. Now Luke Lucchese trying to go around the outside. Is this going to work for him, though? Oh, CI on the back in the Renault colours. Fighting it out. You can see a monumental run. Corey Price defending tooth and nail at this point against Luke Lucchese. Corey Price hoping that he has just got enough in the tank. This will be his first time to score points on the table for the race. And now needs to keep it all together. Malcolm Pringle, unfortunately, looks like he's had a problem. So we got yellow flags for Malcolm Pringle. Let's quickly go take a look. 3 wide. Trying to go around. Gilman van Hout stuck on the outside. Ryan van Veek ahead of him. Oh, nowhere to go. Malcolm Pringle getting sent to the afterlife on that move. So, not a good time for the Slowpokes as they keep an eye on it. Luke Lucchese, who has won the championship for the pros, now doing everything he can with Corey Price all over the nose of him, trying to battle it out. Gilman van Hout trying to battle out for second in the championship. Needs to get ahead of Timothy Stanton, but it's still side-by-side racing as Corey Price is not backing down from this fight. Luke Lucchese may have the championship, but he does not have the honors of taking the final checker flag for the SA LUBE RF4 Cup. But if he can make it stick, he may have an opportunity here as Corey Price, unfortunately, jumps over the curb, loses out that little bit of drive. And now Luke Lucchese back into the top flight. Corey Price onto the back of him, trying to figure out where he can get past. Timothy Stanton is standing on the top of the charts here to try and get second in the pros. A driver that moved up last season to the Pro Championship from Pro-Am. Looks to get it done. He gets past Corey Price, who had a slowdown. Now Nick Killerman all on the back of him, trying to make his way through. Raymond Duggan trying to close up the gap. Stephen Kutzer doing everything he can with Noah Hendricks. Paul Webber, who is in chase with Ryan van Veek and Gilman van Hout, trying to make up some time. Gilman goes for a big send. Looks on the inside. Couldn't get it quite booked in as yet. Proper chase on the way through. Side by side. Can he carry the momentum, though? Is it going to be enough? Gilman van Hout sliding around, doing everything he can to try and lock down that top spot. Gets past Ryan van Veek, who is fighting for third in class. Now it is Paul Webber's turn to see if Gilman can get past him. Now Paul Webber's in the Pro-Am class, Gilman van Hout's in the Pro class, so there is no reason to take the fight, but these are drivers that are looking to send it, give it their all, and absolutely race their hearts out here tonight. Corey Price keeping ahead of Nico Killerman. Suddenly now having a bit of a problem as Nico Killerman of the Dutex Sim Racing team looks on the inside, chooses not to go for a pass as yet, sees that there's a pass that may come towards him towards the end of the line. Going to be a proper chase on the way through as our drivers battle their way through. Not going to be an easy time out there. Nico Killerman looks for the inside line. Can't get the pass just sorted in as yet. Corey Price keeping just ahead at the moment and keeping himself alive that little bit longer. But as it stands, it is Luke Lucchese pulling away from Timothy Stanton. Timothy trying to keep the momentum as Nico Killerman losing out a bit of drive. Paul Webber dealing with Gilman van Hout, and now Ryan van Veek immediately onto the back of him, trying to push as hard as they can on the way through. Malcolm Pringle, unfortunately, also running into yellow flags once again, not having an easy time there. So Malcolm Pringle, let's go and take a look what happened to him. The number 2 of the Team Slowpokes, trying to get it in on the left-hander, jumps over the curb, jumps over the second. Oh, just loses the rear, and unfortunately turned around at the last. Not a favorite run time for him as our drivers look to battle it out. Ryan van Wyk around the inside, around the outside. Couldn't get it done. Gilliman van Hout trying to look for a pass as well. Doing everything he can. Onto the back of Paul Webber. Will it be enough of a chance? Looks inside, looks outside. Couldn't get it all booked in as yet. Trying everything he can. Sliding the car around. Seeing where it can go. Paul Webber now battling to just try and keep it in check on the way through. As he's not having an easy time. Oh, under braking. You can see Gilliman van Hout a little bit easier on the brakes. Tries to go and roll it in a little bit more. As we go and take a look at the roll bar of Gilliman van Hout. As he chases down flat through the Schumacher S's. Up into 5th gear. Everything whistling by. As now it's late onto the brakes to get it booked in. Couldn't get the drive as yet. Immediately, Paul Webber keeping a very, very consistent car as he makes his way through. Very, very clean. Not a problem off the back of his. And now Ryan van Wyk getting the drive on Gilliman van Hout. Will look to try and get past. Side by side they go. This is going to be late breaks to who can get it booked in. And Ryan just getting the pass done and dusted. Looking way more comfortable than Webber on the exit. Trying to carry it all the way through as they battle their way. Steven Kutzer fighting out with Noah Hendricks. Noah Hendricks gets by. So now Steven Kutzer going to sit in the tow. Try and pull himself along. Lot on the line here. Paul Webber is his class fighter. So is Ryan van Wyk. Gilliman van Hout is part of the pros though. So Steven Kutzer has now been drawn in to Webber and to Ryan van Wyk, and both are looking to score valuable points for the Pro-Am Championship. The final points that's needed, and Ryan van Wyk, just to let you know who we got on screen, is leading the championship as it stands with 208. So if Ryan van Wyk can get into 2nd place, he can hold his championship. So Paul Webber, who can be the deciding fate of it all, is lying in 10th in the championship, has the leader of the championship in Pro-Am, and Steven Kutzer, who's lying 3rd in the championship. Slowpokes may have a genuine problem in this fight. So unless something goes on with Ryan van Wyk's car, he may be able to go and steal the championship right at the last, out of the clutches of Steven Kutzer. Gilliman van Hout, though, still chasing as hard as he can. So if this Team Slowpokes are watching currently, they're going to have to be cheering on as loud as they can and chanting for anything to happen. Ryan van Wyk keeping it clean. Paul Webber doing everything he can. But 2nd place in the Pro-Ams is now looking a little bit more alive. And it could change the entire course of the championship on the way through, depending on if Ryan van Wyk can keep it all in order. Oh, he goes out wide. Gilliman van Hout tries to look at him. Webber going defensive. Gilliman van Hout in the tow, trying to pull himself along. He is a pro driver. So Ryan doesn't have to fight with Gilliman van Hout. He can let him by and let him be the wrecking ball to get past Paul Webber. So this is going to be an interesting one. Is he going to defend? Is he going to go at it? Timothy Stanton got Corey Price on the back of him, and Timothy Stanton needs to hold his position. No matter what, he needs to hold that 2nd place to ensure he has a good run. Does get a little bit squirrely on the exit. Nico Killerman has Raymond Duggan all over the back of him, and Raymond Duggan's not going to back down from any fight right now. He is looking to close up on the championship run and hopes to score some valuable points to usurp some of the drivers in the championship. So he's got to really dig deep at the moment to get it done and dusted, as Nico Killerman, not backing out from the fight, is also looking to score some points for his championship. Side by side they go, and it does look like Raymond Duggan is going to have the advantage and just gets it by. Stuck on the outside though, and Nico Killerman immediately tries and get back. Unfortunately, not getting the same straight line, loses out that drive. Corey Price onto the back of Timothy Stanton. Looks left, looks right, trying to get it all sorted out. Timothy Stanton hoping to score a podium spot in the championship for the pros. He loses out the drive though. Corey Price getting past him through the exit. Corey Price now into second place. Timothy Stanton down into third. We'll have to try and reel him back as quick as possible. Raymond Duggan, Nico Killerman, Noah Hendricks, but Steven Kutz has got a problem as Paul Webber's onto the back of him, and Ryan van Wyk has gone on to the back. So now this is going to be interesting. Steven Kutz needs to open up that gap if he wants to try and keep some championship hopes alive. If he drops to second place, there is absolutely no way mathematically he can get the pass in the championship. So this is going to be a monster one. Late on the brakes. Can he get it hooked in? No, could not get it done. And now Gilman van Hout getting risky. Looks for a tight inside line. Can he bring it back? Ryan van Wyk battling. Close side by side. Ryan van Wyk not giving an inch. Wheel to wheel racing here. Ryan getting a little bit desperate to hold that inside line to ensure he can keep Gilman van Hout out of it. Gilman getting very desperate behind him. Looking left, looking right, trying to go for any pass possible, trying to bait a move now out of Ryan van Wyk, who wasn't watching his mirrors there. He was not worried about it. He locks up though. Gilman van Hout side by side with him. Ryan van Wyk trying to battle him out, straight lining both side by side. Gilman's going to try his like front wheel in with that rear wheel, late braking. Can he get it in? And does so. So a pass done and dusted. Ryan van Wyk going to try and come back at Gilman van Hout. Looking in the slipstream. Tucks in through the Schumacher S's at the moment. Very, very close on the way through on the exit. Now it's going to be standing on the gas all the way through. Going to be late on the brakes. Can he get it booked in just enough? Closing out side by side they go. And Gilman van Hout not giving the inch. Ryan van Wyk doing everything he can. Very, very dangerous game at the moment of whether he wants to continue this battle as our checkered flag comes out. Luke Lucchesi comes across the line, taking the final checkered for the RF4. Corey Price in second, Timothy Stanton in third, Nico Killerman, Raymond Duggan, Noah Hendricks, Steven Kutz comes across the line ahead of Paul Webber. Gilman van Hout will have done enough to keep ahead of Ryan van Wyk as they come across the line. And Yariv, then Tarika coming around in 11th position. Malcolm Pringle trying to go a little bit of a fight back with Jan Sparmers stuck on the outside. Will they carry the momentum through? Jan Sparmers a little bit wide. Drag race down to the line. Malcolm Pringle and Jan Sparmers. But Jan Sparmers gets the pass done. He's in 12th. Malcolm Pringle in 13th. Fanie Gravestein comes across the line in 14th. 15th. Francois Toy, Peter van der Spey, Leon Vessels, Cabello Matsumai, Doug Huber, and Vainon Kursop round out the field. But well done to Luke Lucchesi and Corey Price. They had a monumental run out there. And what a ride it's been. What a championship it has been, folks. Shoo-wee. That was a fight. Fight and a half for our champions. And I think they will be smiling at it. Absolutely tremendous, tremendous one. For all our drivers. For the final round of the RF4. We say goodbye to the cars. We say goodbye to the championship. And SA Lube has put on a fantastic show. 5 seasons in a row. Jumping on board with it. And what a run it's been. What an exciting time it has been. It has been monumental for all our drivers to come across the line and take their chances. So, well done to all our drivers. And well done to all those indeed. So, as we wait for our drivers to make their way through to the commentary box for a bit of a chat, and I look forward to chatting to them in a bit of a close one. Let's take a look, though, at where things are at the end of our feature race. So, moving on to our results. For our Pro Class, Luke Lucchesi takes the win ahead of Corey Price, Timothy Stanton, Nico Killerman, along with Raymond Duggan, Noah Hendricks, Gilliman Van Hout, and Jorin Tarika, Jan Sparmers, Peter van der Spey, and Cabello Matamai rounding out our pros. Moving on to our pro-ams, though. It is Steven Kutzer, Paul Webber, Ryan van Wyk, Malcolm Pringles, Fanny Gravenstein, Francois du Toit, Leon Wessels, Werner Kursop, and Doug Gerber rounding out our field. Roland Ferrer saying, Lekker Toby. Lewis Okia saying, Lekker Toby. Always great to see. And now, the one that everyone's been waiting for. Let's take a look at our pros heading into the race. Luke Lucchesi, Gilman Van Hout. Well, it's not really before, is it? That's after. So, as our points into it all, it will be Luke Lucchesi taking the championship. 272 points. Gilman Van Hout in second in the championship. Timothy Stanton ending third in the championship on 231 points. So he's going to be quite happy with that, taking a championship stand by the end of it. Nico Killerman, Willem Buerta, Cabello Matamai, Noah Hendricks, Raymond Duggan, Yasin Ismail, Jan Spalmers, Peter van der Spey, Corey Price, and Jorin Tarika rounding out our field for their race and their championship. That being said, now it's the Pro-Ams. Ooh, everyone's been waiting for this one. So, Pro-Ams, as we dive across, Ryan van Wyk, 232 points. Steven Kutzer, second place, 215. Ian Pittman in third on 184. Malcolm Pringle on 181. Fanny Gravenstein, Sean Sims, Leon Wessels, Cameron de Bassos, Paul Webber, Brandon Robert, Francois du Toit, Vaden Kursop, Herman Lazarus, Alex Pitro, Doug Herbert, Jordan, Samuel Jordan, and Vic Pitro rounding out our field for our Pro-Am. And that is a provisional standings. But what a run for it all. Let's bring in first of our guests, though, to come and have a chat to us. And that will go to our running order. And starting off with our Pro-Am. Let's bring in Steven Kutzer. Steven Kutzer, welcome to the commentary box. What a run for you. What an exciting time out on the track. But unfortunately, second in the championship after a hard-fought fight. Unfortunately, just not able to beat Ryan van Wyk. 232 points, you on 215. But still, some great running out on the circuit for you. How are you feeling after taking both checkered flags at the end of that race?
It was a tough one. Tried my best, but I started improving too late, so we'll do it next season.
That's it. Well, with next season, we won't be in the RF4s, unfortunately. We say goodbye to the RF4s this season. This will be the final season. Before we move on to the IR18s, the Indy cars will be the next season. But Steven Kutzer, I mean, taking second place in the championship for the Pro-Ams in this run, it's a monumental feat. Nonetheless, a huge amount of drivers, highly skilled drivers, and a climb. You've had a climb. If you take a look back at your results, 4th in round 1, heat 1, 10th in round 1, heat 2. Round 2, heat 1 is 6th place. And heat 2 was 9th. Round 3, though, was 2nd and 1st. And now getting a double win here tonight to pick up the points. I mean, it's still a monumental effort, a monumental climb that you have done. But even in the face of things where it looked a bit bleak, how are you feeling with the improvement that you've had all season from round 1 to round 4?
Amazing. I'm doing this now for about 7 months. So with the team, helped me a lot, get up to pace and improving where I was lacking. John and Sean and Leon and the guys, Malcolm, all work together to get ourselves as fast as possible. And yeah, it's massive thanks to them for helping me and the team as well for the support structure we have, Norm and Daz. Good place to be part of.
Team Slowpokes showing off, and I can tell you the amounts of support you got in Heat 1 and Heat 2 is unmatched by any of our teams racing here and with all going on. That being said, though, we will be also saying a big shout out to S8 Lube for putting it all together. But for the final time for, well, the season and for the car from our Pro-Ams, we're going to hear from Steven Kutzer, second place in the championship standings for our Pro-Am. Steven, the floor is yours. Remember to keep it PG, but I can tell you that all the love is going out towards you right now.
Yeah, I just want to say thanks to the guys and for the team and our sponsors. It's amazing to be part of the group. And then also to SA Lube, Ondorf, Scallywags, the guys for supporting our hobby. And then also to yourself and Joe for organizing such a proper setup. It's been amazing this season, and I can't wait for the IndyCar and the next GT3. So can only go up from here.
It's going to be a great one. Glad to have you here, Stephen Kutzer of Team Slowpokes. Congratulations and well done on that monumental effort. You earned the champagne bottle.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Cheerio.
Just.
Wow. Always good to have a chat to our running order. But now we are going to be moving on to our pros. Let's bring in Timothy Stanton. Timothy Stanton, welcome to the commentary box. Well done on a very, very successful championship. I mean, it has been a proper fight for you. But to walk home on the top spots of the Pro Championship, which, I mean, you've been the driver that was moved out of Pro-Am into Pro, and now going and stamping your name third in the championship, plus being third for the final round, or the final season of the SA Lube RF4 Cup. I mean, how are you feeling there, Timothy?
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. Yeah, it's been a great season. Working very hard. Wasn't too well prepared for this race. Went away for a couple of days. So was a bit off, but also was very careful because I wanted to make sure I could secure a top 3 finish in the championship. So very careful with the guys. I think everyone else drove very well. It is nice racing the F4 because the guys are very well behaved, if you can say that. But yeah, it's been a great season.
Oh, it's been an incredible one, and you've been one of the drivers to come up through the ranks of the Pro-Am to Pro. That step up, you already were concerned about the pros, but you've proven yourself as a driver to, when the bar gets raised, you race higher than the bar. I mean, how does that make you feel to be both a Pro-Am champion for the SA Lube RF4 Cup, but also now third place in the Pro? You're the only driver that in the entire field over the course of 5 seasons to hold a win in both Pro-Am and in Pro.
Yeah, I think that's the idea. You know, you start off at Pro-Am and you work your way up to Pro. And I think that's the goal that everybody must have. And you've got to put in the hours and the practice. But, you know, when you're racing with the pro guys, they teach you a lot. As I said before, when you spoke before, you know, a lot of it is around consistency and being consistent lap after lap. And I think that's something that you need to work on. But other than that, yeah, it's just, you know, you start to get the hang of the car, you start to get the hang of the pro drivers. And I think with all the other Pro-Am guys, you know, that's a goal they must aim for.
Well, Timothy Stanton, I mean, you have got a repertoire in sim racing built up over the years from GT racing and now single seaters and also in the Masters series. But the Roland Manifolds racing car finally going and showing its colors and going to be exciting. Next seasons are going to be interesting with the GT3s returning the iRacing GT3 Sprint Series, and along with the Indy cars now being the new single seaters coming into the fray of things. Are you excited about seeing that? Or are you a little bit worried about having more power underneath you?
I actually like a fast open seater. I really enjoy it. I was chatting to Luke in the waiting room now, and obviously with the Indy cars, they've got a push to pass button. So that's going to be very interesting. You've got 10 push to passes, and you've got to use them wisely. So, you know, you think you might be faster than the guy next to you, but if he's got some passes left over, then it's going to be a big difference. I think Doe's chosen some great tracks, all-American tracks. So I think it's going to be very, very good racing, and I think you might find the field might increase as well.
And you've also got the habits of being able to switch tire compounds as well. That's going to change things up. Go for a super soft, go for a super hard. Let's see what's going to work out.
Yeah, I think that's something you'd have to work on. That's not for me, I like a fixed series. It's very easy.
Fair enough, fair enough. Well, that being said, Timothy, going and leaving the floor open for you, the Roland Intake Manifolds racing car. Absolute amazing to see you there. Our only driver to move from Pro-Am to Pro that holds his name within the top 3 of both classes. Tim, from SA LUBE, from Raceface, and to all our drivers, the floor is yours for any final words.
Yeah, once again, a big thank you to you and to Doe. Week after week, you guys come and give us great races, great commentary. And without the team behind these races, we wouldn't have what it is today. So a big thank you. Thank you to all our sponsors as well. It's been a great season and very excited racing with Raceface and really enjoying it.
That's an incredible one. Thank you very much, Timothy Stanton, and congratulations going and finishing up 3rd in the championship. What a amazing effort.
Thanks.
Well, that being said, let's bring in the champion, scoring the win, and the final checkered flags, taking double checkered flags for Heat 1 and Heat 2 for our pros, and winner overall, Luke Lakezzi. Welcome to the commentary box, and you are the champion for our pro division for the final season of the SA LUBE RF4 Cup. And what a run from your side. How are you feeling after that? Corey Price had your battles on. You had Gilliman van Hout all over the back of you. Timothy Stanton did not make it easy for you. The championship now come to a close. How are you feeling after it?
No, good. I think it was a good race, went well. I was just trying to keep it clean, avoid incidents, which is what you have to do with this car. If you get a little bit of a contact, you drop like 2 seconds a lap. So, especially in the first lap, that's when the guys are, a bit over eager to make passing maneuvers. You just have to stay alive and then just bide your time.
Well, absolutely tremendous stuff. I mean, let's go through what you did. Round 1, Heat 1 was 4th place. Heat 2 was 1st. Round 2, 3rd and 6th. Round 3, 1st and 1st. And round 4, 1st and 1st. I mean, that has been a very consistent top runner for the championship. But taking your experiences throughout the season, how was it for you for the SA LUBE RF4 Cup?
It was good. Like the first 2 rounds, I sort of, only started doing some laps, just before the race. Whereas for the last 2 rounds, I did a little bit more preparation just to see what was coming, how the car was going to feel like on, once the tires start going off, and which I think is important if you want to start pulling out wins. We're racing against good guys here, so can't rest on your laurels.
Well, it seems like as you got faster, the competition came at you a little bit harder. I mean, does that go and build up in a bit of mind of, hey, the competition's starting to get a little bit stiffer, or you think at the same time it's an enjoyable factor? What's it for you to see competition?
Look, I enjoy racing against competition. I don't want to be in the front and just disappear. It's nice having a battle. That's why I enjoy the race with Corey. Even though I had a little bit more pace in him, with his defending, I couldn't just send it where I want. He was defending very well, and it was clean. We didn't bump or knock each other off or anything like that. So that was very enjoyable. It's got to be exciting.
Well, another trophy for a championship well earned to the RDSA Esports Pit and Pantera Racing Pit. Luke Lakezzi, what a monumental run. Congratulations once again. But now you get to hold the crown for the final time for the RF4s, moving on to the Indy cars next season. How are you feeling with that? Getting a bit more power, push to pass, a lot more going on, and all-American circuits for our Indy cars.
Yeah, look, we've run the Indy car a few times in the Masters, and it provides very good racing. It does have a lot more horsepower than this thing, so you've got to be careful, especially coming out of the tight corners. But it's a very enjoyable car to drive. And then the push to pass also makes it more exciting because you can get passes done easier. And I think with the pit stop and the tire change, it's going to make pit stop strategies come into play, which will make the race a lot more exciting.
That's going to be a monumental one, an exciting one. But that being said, Luke Lakezzi, you hold the crown, and the floor is yours to address the sponsors, the petrol heads, the drivers, the teams, everyone supporting and watching. All in all, as you have now walked away with the final win for the SA LUBE RF4 Cup for Season 5 and for the final season of the RF4.
Well, I'd just like to thank all the competitors. Without them, the racing wouldn't happen. All the sponsors involved. without them also the series wouldn't happen. I'd just like to thank all the people that watch me, my parents especially, that don't miss a sim race. So it's their sort of evening excitement watching me race. So I appreciate you, Mom, Dad. All our sponsors for Team RDSA, SimGrid, Sparko, Ravenel. Thanks everyone. And yeah, let's get some more guys in for the IndyCar season. If you're watching and you like racing, get yourself a rig and come race with us.
That's it. It's definitely a welcome side and a good challenge to all to see whether you can beat Luke Lucchesi in the race for it all. Luke Lucchesi, congratulations once again, and a big thank you for being part of the series, and well done on scoring the crown.
Yeah, thanks to you, Stephen, for all the commentary as well. Top notch as usual.
I think still lots to learn. I've got some work to do to catch up to my colleagues that are commentating as well. But thank you very much, Luke. Really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. All right, thanks. Keep well.
Bye.
Cheers.
Oh, always good. Always good to hear from our drivers. That being said, folks, that we are going and saying farewell to Nürburgring Grand Prix Strecke here in Germany, and farewell to the SA LUBE RF4 Cup Season 5. Done and dusted. It's absolutely been a great season of close racing, close battles, exciting times. But we got to also say a massive thank you to all our drivers, teams, and to all our petrol heads watching now and in the future. It's been an exciting time having you guys through here. We've had the likes of Tristan Herbs as one of our commentators. We've had Cameron DeBastos joining us as one of our commentators. It has been a wild, so a big shout out to all that have been involved in this. Make sure you head over to SimGrid and join up for our next seasons, as they are open for the GT3 Sprint Series on iRacing and on our IndyCar as well. Sign up there at SimGrid, and also head over for our Assetto Corsa Competizione, where we're going to be having a lot of fun. Tomorrow night we have got our GT3 Sprint Series for the Assetto Corsa Competizione, where it'll be myself and Tristan Herbs out on the microphone for a Wednesday. And on Thursday night, we are going to be having a bit of fun with our pro in terms of our Raceface.Pro PokerBet GT3 Championship. And our PokerBet is also sponsoring the Sprint Series tomorrow night, so go and take a look at PokerBet. But our GT3 Championship on Thursday will be having 2 live streams. One will be the pros, and second will be our Pro-Am, going and streamed by Tristan Herbs as well. So shout out there. It's going to be an incredible one. Going to be great, and looking forward to some great racing, that being said. So with that all been done and dusted, I'd like to say thank you very much to everyone. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for being a part of the show. A big shout out to our sponsors, SA LUBE, Ondorf Machinery Mart, Scallywags, Red Star Raceway, PokerBet, and also SimuWorks Technologies for being a part of the Raceface.Pro. A big shout out to Doe Gerber, Bertus Hugo, and all our admin here at Raceface.Pro, making it happen. For myself, Stephen Koenig, in the THT Productions booth, we say farewell for now, and we'll see you next time. So like always, a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, everybody.